I let her go without a word. No questions, no begging, just silence. And it haunted her more than my anger ever could. If you've ever loved someone so deeply that their betrayal didn't break you, it erased you, then this story is for you. Make sure you subscribe for more real stories that hurt, heal, and hold the truth. And tell me in the comments, have you ever loved someone who walked away like you meant nothing? She stood at the door, breathless, but that was a year later. Before that moment, before the tears, before the ring in her shaking hands, there was me, standing in our living room, watching her pack her things, while she told me she needed time. She didn't say goodbye like she meant it. She didn't cry. She didn't hesitate. She just left, and I let her. No yelling. No, why him? No, what did I do wrong? Just a quiet nod, and a final glance at the woman I once thought I'd marry. She walked out, and with her took the future I had spent years building in my head. I stayed still that night. Didn't move. Didn't drink. Didn't rage. I just sat on the edge of our bed and stared at the space where she used to sleep. It wasn't just the betrayal. It was the fact that she looked relieved when she left. Like I had been a weight. Like loving me had been something heavy she had to carry too long. I didn't message her. Didn't block her either. Didn't post anything online. Didn't tell my friends the full story. I just disappeared into the quiet. And it was loud. So loud. The silence screamed louder than any argument could have. Weeks turned to months. I started to rebuild slowly. New job. Gym sessions that felt more like punishment than therapy. Mornings that started with empty coffee cups, and nights that ended with heavier thoughts. I thought of her, not just the betrayal, but the little things. How she hummed when brushing her teeth. How she curled up like a child when watching sad movies. How she used to wear my hoodie on cold nights even though she had dozens of her own. Love is cruel like that. It doesn't always leave with the person. Sometimes it stays. It lingers. It becomes part of your furniture, your clothes, your habits. But I never reached out. Because I had already said everything when I said nothing. And then exactly 1 year later, a knock. Sunday afternoon. I wasn't expecting anyone. I was folding laundry. Listening to music. Almost okay. When I opened the door, there she was. Her hair was longer, her eyes swollen, and in her hands, the ring, the one I gave her on our 3rd anniversary, the one she wore like a promise, the one she took off the night she left. She didn't say hi, didn't ask if I was free. She just said, "Can I come in?" And I stepped aside against my better judgment. She sat on the same couch where she once said, "I love you," like it was forever. She looked different. Not in appearance, but in spirit. Like life had humbled her. Like pain had finally taught her what she walked away from. She held the ring in her palm like it burned, and with teary eyes whispered, "I kept it. All year. I tried to give it back, but I couldn't." I didn't say a word. She kept going. I thought I knew what I wanted. I thought he was right. He made me feel new, seen. But it wasn't love. It was an escape. She paused. I tried to convince myself you were just safe, that we were routine. But I was wrong. You were home. And I left it. Still, I said nothing. I wanted to. God, I wanted to. I wanted to tell her about the nights I shook in bed, too numb to cry. About how I stared at her contact name for hours, willing myself not to type anything. About how I hated her, missed her, loved her, despised her, and finally let her go. But I didn't speak, because I knew this moment wasn't for me. It was hers. She needed to say it, to carry the weight of it. She cried harder. I didn't come here for you to forgive me. I just needed you to know. I never stopped thinking about you, even on the nights I was with him, especially then. Then she held out the ring-open palm. I brought this back, not because I want to wear it again, but because I know now I never deserved it. I looked at it, and for the first time I didn't feel pain. I felt peace. Not joy, not closure, just peace. And I told her, I don't hate you. I don't wish you pain, but I learned to live without you, and that scares me more than anything. She nodded, didn't argue, didn't beg. She stood, placed the ring gently on my table, like it was her final apology. She turned back before leaving and said, You were the only thing in my life that was real. I ruined it, and I'm sorry. Then she left. This time, it didn't shatter me. I didn't fall to my knees, didn't scream into my pillow, didn't stare at the ring all night. I just stood there, for a moment, in silence. Then I picked it up, held it for a second, and put it in the drawer. Not out of pain, but as a reminder of who I was, of what I survived, of how silence saved me when words would have destroyed me. She came back, but I had already left that chapter behind. And the version of me who once thought she was my whole future, he was gone too. Some people return with tears and broken promises, but healing doesn't always come with apologies. Sometimes, peace is quiet, and love is letting go.